Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe, God. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cuz We Geeked. And we encourage you to stay geeked, man. Shout out RIP to the king himself, Chala. It's your boy Real. Got Big J in the building, and our cuz Will with also too. No BA tonight. Listen, we will be. Hope we'll be back here on Saturday, man. But you guys already know, man. If you're into geek content, whether it be with movies or television, go ahead and do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, to everybody, hit them likes for us today, man. That way we can build that algorithm up to find more fans like yourselves. Also, to follow us over on Twitter at Cuz We Geeked. We post different topics and conversations and questions over there, man. So you guys can follow us over there as well. Also, too, man, there's a lot to get into. Well, not too much, but it's a lot. Let's get to it today, fellas. So listen, BJ over here, giving away spoilers with his background. Y'all already know what we about to talk about, man. Let's get into this main topic off the jump, and that's James Gunn confirming that the Batman Brave and the Bold will release before 2030 2031. All right. So it is now 2025, about to be 2026. Okay. So he says it's going to release before 2030, 2031. What year do you think we're going to finally get the Batman Brave and the Bold, Big J?
I think about 4 years after Blade. So,
So never. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, he gave himself a lot of leeway. So he said, 5 to 6 years, I'll get around to it at some point. That's basically what he's saying.
So we would. Do you have a date you think it will release?
I mean, so we already know he's got movies coming out this year, next year, 26 and 27, and then when is Batman supposed to be dropping in 27 or 28?
27.
Okay, so they're probably going, and then they're supposed to be doing.
It comes out in October 27.
And Clayface comes out in 26, right? That's coming out in 26.
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking probably, I mean, by the time he gets around to it, probably going to be around 28, 29. Probably 29, 30 at the earliest, honestly.
Okay. What you think, cuz?
August 28 or July 29. I think that's when they end up dropping. No, July 28, July 29. I think it'll be one of those two. Because it'll be, I think they give us plenty of leeway. Also, probably will be pushing the third Superman movie by then as well. So yeah.
You said what year again? You said 28.
Yeah, July 28, July 29. So
what's it? 26?
I would say it's going to be in July. I'm gonna go hard 29, July 2029.
Okay, I was gonna say because now so I think Superman's coming out with another movie in 26. In 28.
Yeah, so it'll be July. So Superman drops 28, July 28, July 2028. So Batman will be July 2029.
I can see that. I was gonna say we gotta have to see how the second the Man of Tomorrow turns out. Because I was gonna say I could see Batman releasing in 28. Because Big J just said the Batman comes out in 27, Clayface comes out at 26. So why not make that 28? I think they'll be done with the script probably by the end of the year. I'm gonna put your hot toys on it, BJ.
Oh,
the script to be done by the end of the year. Yeah. So you might be losing your hot toys. I'm sorry, but by the end of the year, man.
I don't think it'll be 28 though. I don't know. I just think that's soon because I think he's got a bunch of other stuff he has to do. I think he's got other stories, and then they ain't talk about Wonder Woman because he's got to integrate her. So
yeah.
So okay, what if it's 28 October?
No, it's not big. It's too big for October.
This Batman gonna do probably Christmas. Like I say, you'd probably do Christmas if you're gonna do Yeah, I wouldn't do October. Oh, you talking about like
It's
this Halloween type tie-in?
Yeah, because the Batman released both of them. The first one and this one released in October. They're gonna release in October. So I mean, this ain't back in the day when you only had your movies released in certain times. Like it don't really matter anywhere in the year. It's going you can make money or whatever in the box office depending on your IP. So
yeah.
I feel like I could see October, like maybe, or you saying Christmas.
If it's Mr. Freeze, it would be Christmas.
Right.
Mr.
I don't
Freeze
know.
Poison Ivy crossover like they did before.
Yeah.
I would say either the beginning of the year, probably around like maybe February, March, or anywhere between February, March, or like October.
Is anything else going to
28.
drop? You think anything else is going to drop before? Like,
That's
I
what
know
I'm
we
trying to
don't have
think.
Clayface, but I'm trying to think what else is in his list of stuff that's supposed to drop.
I think it's going to be the third Superman movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we don't. That's not even concrete. They haven't even stamped that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't stamped the only thing we have for sure is Supergirl next year, Clayface next year, the Batman in 27, and then Man of Tomorrow in 27. That's all we got. That's guaranteed. They shooting right now. They're gonna release.
Didn't he say though that? Oh no, I was gonna say. Didn't he say the next Superman appearance after Superman, Man of Tomorrow is gonna be more like a team up type movie? He said it wasn't gonna be he said he'd be appearing in it, but it wouldn't be his movie necessarily. Like he wouldn't be the main person.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And I know this will be like a Superman family movie, but I think he said that.
Well, this is supposed to be the family movie. Remember that this when they announced it, when they originally announced it was going to be a sequel, that this was supposed to be the family movie, and then they went ahead and came out and said that. I got told, cause I think what it is when they say family, I think they meant because it's going to be Supergirl and Superman in the movie together. I don't think they meant like it's going to be Supergirl, Superman, Jonathan Kidd, Connor Kent. You know what I'm saying? All that. I don't think it's what they meant. They probably meant family as far as like it's going to be Supergirl and then Crypto going to be in here with Superman. I guess it's what they kind of classify as a family movie or whatever. So
yeah, because I mean, I don't know when you say yeah, I'm thinking about everybody else when you say super family. I think it's just gonna be him, Lex, Supergirl, and Crypto. That doesn't seem like Superman family movie, really.
Yeah, I think this is meant because Superman and Supergirl gonna be in there together. I'm guessing what, but they probably meant. But I haven't heard anything concrete yet, man. On as far as 28, I'm trying to make sure I'm thinking before I kind of say that because the only thing we know for a fact the very last movie in this little stretch of movies they're coming out with is going to be Batman. That's in October of 27. I haven't heard anything of 28 and 29, and that whole little slate of movies keep changing. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm trying to remember it's supposed to be gods and monsters. So is Clayface supposed to be a monster? Because I always thought it would be more epic level monsters, not necessarily just street level.
Well, Swamp Thing is one of them.
But that movie got canceled. Or
it's not canceled. It's just they haven't worked on it yet because Mangold is busy. So that's supposed to be one of the monster part. I guess the not necessarily like metaphorically the monsters as far as like the authority and all that type of stuff. I think that's probably what they meant. I mean, I guess it's metaphorically and figuratively and all that stuff they meant with the monsters because Clayface is technically a monster. Swamp Thing is technically a monster. Superman is looked at as a god. The whole matter of fact, the whole entire like Justice League as a general looked at as gods. You know what I'm saying? So you would think that they would have more of those characters like the Flashes and the Wonder Womans of the world would have more, you know what I'm saying, more footing or whatever.
That's right. You got to have Wonder Woman because she's a god. You know what I'm saying? So
a demigod,
yeah. Wonder Woman needs to be there, and I mean, Aquaman's not a god, but he's probably. But like I said, I thought the whole point is it was setting up to me when they said gods. I thought they were setting up the new gods. Well, I thought they were setting up that stuff, but
so we haven't heard anything about the new gods. The closest thing that we've heard to new gods is Mr. Miracle is supposed to be having that little animated show. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the only thing we heard close to a new god. I told y'all what I think about the whole new god thing. That would make sense what you said. You would think it'd be new gods. We're talking about gods and monsters or whatever. But I don't. I want them to. Of course, I know I've been screaming that forever. But I don't. Yeah. I think they're not going to that route yet. That's probably going to be something they're going to probably build up to, like the whole High Father, New Genesis, Apocalypse, all that stuff. They might sprinkle like little like Easter eggs here and there to let you know that they exist in this world, but I don't think they're going that route yet. Like I said, you don't want to go dark side yet because you just had Thanos in the MCU. You want to feel like you're copying off of him. And that's something, if you really want to make that like your overarching like bad guy, kind of wait down the line, let this universe build up first, you know what I'm saying? Build some momentum, and then you kind of use that as your big bad or whatever, in my opinion.
I was going to throw something out to y'all. Have y'all heard the theory that's been floating around, though, about that interdimensional portal? In that
being
a boom tube?
Like boom tube, like mother box, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you mention it, was it last week? So that would be dope, though. But that's you have to slow roll it. Like Rel said, you don't want that to be your first big bad, because then that's essentially what you're setting up. The same thing as far as, or your not big bad, but your first like massive bad guy, overarching bad guy. That would be kind of close to what Marvel would be doing. So you might as well push him down a little bit further, I would think.
No, unless Big J, you use him, then like you go bigger than that with like maybe Imperial X or something like that. I mean, you going real, big that way if you decide to do that. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like when you think of like an overall, like he's the main bad guy of DC, you think of Darkseid. So I don't think they want to just like throw that out there right now. You kind of let that build up. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you build your reputation. That way folks like they know what to expect when they go into a movie theater to go see a DC movie or whatever, right? And then at the end, it's like, yo, all this built up to this main bad guy or whatever. Because I think eventually they're going to get to the new. You can't just not talk about them guys, right? You're gonna have to talk about the new guys eventually. They're gonna have to eventually talk about them, like you said, especially if you talk about that theory. Because you don't think James Gunn heard those theories online?
Which one?
Yeah,
about the boom tubes and all that. You think
I think that's specifically why he did it, because remember, whenever it activates, there's that big explosion, and then it activates.
Oh, yeah, like, that's true.
Which just like how the boom tubes work. So that's the thing. It's like, even though people thought it might have been a mother box, but he was saying a mother box doesn't have to be a mother box. People also thought it might be a father box.
I was going to say a father box. Yeah. Hey, what's the difference between that?
I forgot. I looked at it before when it first came up. I looked.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I didn't know what. I had never heard of father box until, man, it's been like. What's the person about? Was it damn? Was it what's the name of that show? Young Justice, I think, brought it up. Was it Young Justice? I heard it on something. I was like, I didn't know they had father boxes. I always knew mother boxes.
So they said the mother boxes are benevolent and the father boxes are evil. The father boxes come from Apocalypse, and the mother boxes come from the source.
Because mother boxes also can create life and sustain life. Father boxes take life or whatever.
Yeah, so the mother boxes are from New Genesis. The father box is from Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I can't remember what the difference was. I only saw it like one or two times. But there's another theory too that those helmets that
Peacemaker
have was supposedly from Orion. Those like his like helmets and all that stuff. And I was like, yo, y'all going way deep now. Like I'm telling you, I'm not the only one, man. I'm not the only one who want the new guys in here some kind of way. Like you said, you got the theory with the boom tubes, and then those helmets that Chris Peacemaker's using. The dude look like Orion's helmets a little bit, especially that one he ride when he's on the helmet on the motorcycle or whatever. Yeah, so I'm just saying. I mean, I would want them to kind of wait and let that kind of build up. But if you talking about throwing that in there now, we get that in the next like 7-8 years. I'm not mad at it. Just take my wallet. That's all I gotta say. Because I've been wanting to see new guys on the big screen other than what we saw in the DCEU for the longest. Even when they had, Ava DuVernay attached to a New Guys movie. Even back when she was attached to it, I wanted to see the new guys on the big screen, bro. So, I mean, I'm cool with that, bro. Either way.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. Y'all already know, man. Let's go ahead and get into these quick hits.
Give me my sound effects.
My bad. Speaking of Peacemaker, man. So check this out. Peacemaker characters will continue into another DC show that is not season 3. So I'm gonna ask y'all this: What show you think that could be, cuz, and who do you think he could be?
Mr. Fantastic. Terrific, Mr. Terrific.
So you think it's gonna be a terrific show?
Well, they know. I know they want to put him, get him some more screen time. So having him in the would it couldn't be Green Lantern. It wouldn't be the Lanterns, would it?
But who would be in the Lanterns?
Trying to see. Probably Chris and maybe Economos, just because of Argus. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see those two. You want Chris just because being a major player within the DCU, and then Argus with Economos. So yeah, I can see those two being in it. So yeah, I guess because that's the next project is Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see it being Green Lantern. I can see it being Green Lantern. If it's not Mr. Terrific.
What you get? What you think, Big J?
I was looking at the cast of Green Lantern of Lanterns. I don't see any listed, but I don't mean they can't be added. I was looking at IMDb, but I mean, so one, of course, Jennifer Holland is the obvious because
that's what I'm
everything.
thinking.
Beyond that, I think, I don't think Peacemaker would be. I mean, he'll be in stuff because I think he's going to be in stuff for a while coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be like, I wouldn't mind seeing like Adebayo, and some of these other folks. Probably Rick Flag is also another one that's going to probably be in a bunch of stuff. Because I think he's going to be one of those throughout characters. He's going to be kind of like an Amanda Waller,
Nick Fury
type, Nick Fury type character. I want to see Amanda Waller come back. I think she's going to make a comeback too because he's mentioned her too. So I think a lot of that stuff you're going to see going forward is just going to be a matter of, and I think they'll just be sprinkled throughout the universe, maybe doing like small cameo parts in different shows and stuff, in movies, because to flesh out the world and make it feel connected, you're going to have to put those, everybody can't be superheroes, but if they're working with Argus or Argus is popping up or something like that, I think they'll be there.
Okay.
Eagerly.
Oh,
he said multiple times that Eagerly is way important. He said he put him in there for a reason because he is
the prime eagle. Yeah, I was just about to say that before you said it. So yeah, that's what he did say that. He said Eagle is a lot more important than what people think right now, and he said there's a reason why they showed him as the prime eagle and all that stuff. No, I agree with you. So, a couple things. They do have that unnamed project coming up that we still don't know nothing about. We're still hearing certain things about it or whatever. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get the news for what that actually is. One more thing too. The fact that you talking about Rick Flag, I think that's the obvious answer. He's gonna pop up in everything, you know what I'm saying, because he's connected to Argus or whatever, right? Also, too, who are two other people who've been popping up in other movies at the end and in credits and all that stuff, Economos and Jennifer. Mm-hmm. Like you're gonna have both of them, and probably in something else. I could definitely see that. I don't know about Adebayo, maybe, you know what I'm saying, because she's connected with James Gunn now. He'll probably throw her in some shows or movies or whatever, but. The main three, I think for a fact, I can probably put your hot toys on, Big J, is Jennifer and Economos and Rick Flag. I think those are going to be the main ones I think that we can probably, pencil in. What you got?
There's one more we always forget. Who's in everything that he does? Michael Rooker, who played, because he said that he one of the reasons he agreed to play, what's his name? I forgot his name.
The Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some say Wild.
Saying Wild. Yeah.
But they said because he told him that doesn't mean you can't come back and play another character in the DCU.
Now, he said, yes, that's a given. I'm talking about as far as like that actual character, like Economos is going to, Economos is going to be in something else. Jennifer's Hardcore is going to be in something else. Like we saw them already in end credit scenes and all that stuff, and in other movies and stuff like that. So they're going to definitely be used in some kind of way. We're gonna definitely know for sure what kind of way they're gonna get used at the end of this season here, because we heard again. I don't know if y'all went back and watched that podcast. I can't think of the man's name, Brandon something.
Yeah, I've watched both. I've watched because I was watching the one he did with old boy today, with Augie. I was watching one he did with because
Oh, I didn't watch that one yet.
he's had almost everybody, but yeah, he had him on there. A lot of those people I think are going to pop back up. But, yeah, it's just they're trying to flesh it out. But yeah, I don't think Augie's going to be in anything else going forward. But just because he's in Earth X.
I better say, are you cool with the fact that man, I'm blanking on the man's name. The one who playing Red Saint Wild. Are y'all cool with the fact that he gonna be different characters in other movies and stuff? You cool with that?
I mean, who else? Somebody else is gonna come back too.
I mean,
now I'm not. So what you think about BJ? I'm not talking about like Alan Richter or somebody like that who's like CGI and all that stuff. I'm talking about like you have to see his face, right? You saw him as what's the boy name in Suicide Squad?
Savant.
Thank you, Savant. And then you saw him as Saint Red Wild or whatever. Like you see his face, and then you saw like Nathan Fillion. You saw him as the detachable kid, and now you see him as Green Lantern. Y'all cool with it?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think it's like a joke. To me, it's like a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like a fourth wall joke. You gotta have fun with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Sean Gunn. Sean Gunn's in everything. Sean Gunn's gonna be in this stuff. He's playing Maxwell Lord, but he's also probably gonna play because he also played Calendar Man.
Calendar Man. Yep.
Yeah. So that's just one of those things. He was Weasel, of course. So I think it's just one of those things that certain people, his friends and family are gonna be in everything. That's why Steve Agee is in everything he does now because they said they've been friends for like 12 years. But that's just kind of how he works. If you like you and he likes working with you, then you're gonna be in stuff.
I think Sean Gunn's gonna be in something. Gonna be somebody else too. Like, but I think it's gonna be CGI'd and all that stuff, motion capture and all that. So like you're not gonna really tell it's him unless they say, "Hey, this is Sean Gunn too," or whatever. Kind of like I said with Weasel, because he's gonna be Weasel and he's gonna be Maxwell Lord here in the universe. You ain't gonna tell the difference. He making the funny sounds and doing the walk and all that stuff. So. You say something, BJ?
No, I was just trying because he hasn't been anything. I was thinking because I forgot that he's also friends with my boy Alan Tudyk from Plano, Plano's own Alan Tudyk. Because I didn't realize too that's his wife that did the choreography for the dance sequences both years.
Oh,
yeah, they says Alan Tudyk. So that I was watching
Alan Richter. Who Alan Richter?
The big guy, right? No, not the big
guy. That's Alan Richardson. That's Richardson.
Richardson. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, that's what I meant. Tudyk. That's what I meant. Who Big J would talk about. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Tudyk. Because Tudyk said so. They've also been buddies forever. And they were saying that. Yeah, because his wife did the choreography, but I was watching a making of video. Making of for the Peacemaker show, and they were showing that they said in order to do the scenes, like his wife had Tudyk do all the dance moves, and they sent it to all the people so that they could learn the moves from watching him do it. So.
Bro.
And he stood in for Peacemaker. Like when they were doing the original, like when Chris was doing other stuff shooting, he stood in and did all. He was doing the dance for Peacemaker when they were shooting and practicing.
So you know what's crazy, bro? I was sitting there. So like each scene in that dance choreography means something.
Mm-hmm.
What if? It's a theory. I was thinking about this. Matter of fact, after the last show. What if, like, at the end, everybody laying down and as if like everybody died or whatever? What if that's a symbol of them bringing over G.I. Robot and killing everybody?
Oh, G.I. Robot got to be in episode 8. I'm telling you,
he got it.
Bro, has to be. They got to drop him off, and that's the whole episode. It's just G.I. Robot.
Drop him off and then just close the door. Let that man go in there, and it's gonna be birthday time for him, bro. Yeah, I was thinking about that after the show the other day, man, because we were sitting and talking about G.I. Robot. And then when I was watching something, I think it was like New Rockstar or somebody. Yeah, I was talking about breaking down the choreography for each, because each episode it looks a tiny bit different, and you got to kind of notice what they're pinpointing or whatever. And so when they said that, I started thinking to myself, what if that last, because nobody really knows what that last one is when everybody laying on top of each other, looking like everybody kind of like dead or whatever. And I was sitting there thinking, what if that's telling us what they're gonna do with G.I. Robot? We hearing these rumors that G.I. Robot's going to show up again. Put that sucker in that world, he gonna have a ball, bro. Like that's what I was thinking about that, man. Like, it might be foreshadowing, bro. But I don't know. We'll see though. We'll definitely see.
Okay. He'd be tired, man. He gonna need a recharge or something because,
bro, that dude got to have an internal battery, bro.
Nuclear reactor.
Hey, he gets charged up by shooting Nazis, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what we got next here, y'all. Check this out. So James Gunn says DC movies may focus on well-known characters rather than unknowns. So they shout out to John Campia, man. That's why I listen to John Campia. So he went back because people are like running with this, saying that he's not going to do any more movies with unknown characters. When we know this guy's the king of unknown characters, and he was saying that that's not exactly what he said. What he pretty much said was they're going to try to put there's certain characters they're not going to put focus on. That's what he was saying. Certain unknown characters not going to put focus on, and so they, like I said, they ran with this, saying that he was saying that they're not going to do any unknown characters. It's like, bro, you literally just did Mr. Terrific. You talking about doing a show with him or whatever, right? You Polka Dot Man, all these other characters or whatever. Peacemaker was not a known character, and you got a whole series going on with him. So the fact that they were saying that he was saying that we're not doing no unknown character, that wasn't even James Gunn. Like, I don't even know why people even believe what that clip or whatever. Or they should have went back and watched the clip when he actually explained what he was saying or whatever. So, but anyway, what you think though, Big J?
I think what's going to happen is he's going to continue to use, the obscure characters and stuff. But you also got to keep in mind, we haven't seen most DC characters on the big screen. We haven't seen Brainiac on the big screen. We haven't seen most of the, we really haven't seen a good
That's a lot.
representation
Yeah.
of what's the name? Darkseid. I mean, he was a Flash in the Snyder cut, but he wasn't even in the original theatrical release. So it's like there's a ton of Big Barda,
Yep.
all them people. None of them folks actually showed up, and so there's a ton of stuff that hasn't made it that are actual mainstream characters. That like I said, we even got Deathstroke was a throwaway, post credit scene.
And that was post credit scene and that the HBO was the Snyder cut.
Yeah, the Nightmare.
Yeah.
So like I said, there's a ton of mainstream characters. So I think we need to get to some of those before we get to the Condiment Kings and of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, we need the Condiment King right now, sir. You right now.
But I think, like I said, because a lot of people don't even know who that is. People, like you said, people have only seen Lex Luthor, the Joker, over and over again. Zod. Like I said, we ain't seen most of even Superman's villains. We haven't seen, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and Real. That was in the Black Adam, which 3 people saw Black Adam. So,
the disrespect, boy, disrespect.
And there's multiple versions of this character too. That's the thing too. There's multiple iterations. So, yeah, there's room to deal with just the main characters. You could do that, and like I said, not hit all of them for 10 years. Before you start getting into the obscure folks.
Yeah, I agree. What you got, cuz?
No, it makes sense. Just like Big J said, is to have so many these well-known characters that hasn't made the screen. So all he will end up doing is sprinkling in the lesser-known characters into these films with the bigger names. So it's I think it's just one of those comments. We just right now we're world building, so we're going to focus on mainly on what the more well-known. We have the less known ones within it as well, because even with the if you look at the MCU, it took a little bit of time before you got your Guardians of the Galaxy. You had to build up your team, your Avengers, and then start to go into space and have your Guardians of the Galaxy. So it just takes time for it. And right now it's just world building. So it just makes sense to allow for your world to be built with the well-known, get people, get butts and seats, and then slowly and still put the your lesser-known characters within it. So it is what it is. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Because like I said, I've been saying before, if that's how you want to kind of establish yourself, you put those characters, those unknown characters, with the main character. Like I said, we saw that with Superman. That was a prime example. Now, guess what? Everybody want to see a Mr. Terrific movie or show or something, right? That's how you kind of establish those characters. Batman Brave and the Bold, I believe, is going to have multiple characters, just like Superman. Like I said, it could have like the Outsiders or something like that in that movie with Batman. That's how you kind of establish some of those heroes. The bad guys are a little bit more self-explanatory. You can explain that a little bit easier than the superhero, because the bad guys in movies it's not cater for the bad guys, cater for the superheroes. That's what's going to make the draw. So you make the draw by taking those obscure characters and you build with the main characters. What we call those characters pillars. You use those pillars and you build around them. So, excuse me. That's why when we first started talking about the building of this DCU. Like I like the fact I like what James Gunn is doing, and he's going in this route. Not saying try to hurry up and catch Marvel. Marvel's like 20 years ahead of you, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not on that. But if you want to establish yourself and you want to get to a certain point quicker, instead of you doing a bunch of origin stories, you just take that main character that we already know. We don't need to see a origin story for Superman. We don't need to see an origin story for Batman, Wonder Woman, all that. We know all that stuff already.
With the Batman.
You plop them right in the middle of a story, and you build those other characters around them, man, and you go from there. And that's how I think James Gunn is starting to do it or whatever. So, in that way, too, how many times we wish these other characters in Marvel interacted with each other? We don't get that every movie now. and yeah, we finna get Lobo and Supergirl interacting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about when we talk about the James Gunn and him building the DCU. I like that way, bro. I like these people like they do in the comics. Let these folks interact, especially if you saying that this world is already established already. These people are already heroes already been around already. Like I said, nobody got an origin movie. Like I like that. I like that fact. Also, too, I like the fact that I don't know if y'all heard James Gunn is talking about doing more period pieces too. So it's not just going to be a canonical order or whatever with these movies. Like everything is happening today. It's going to be a lot of some World War II stories. Probably some future stories or whatever. Like it's going to be a lot of different period pieces, movies too. And that's going to lead to telling this one singular story. So I kind of like too.
I only need one future story. You know what it is?
Batman Beyond.
Yeah, my guy. That's how
do you really think we're gonna get a Batman Beyond anytime? Like in any point?
I mean, it will be soon. I think at some point, but it won't be anytime soon. That's
2040.
Yeah, at least.
When it really came, the time actually really is.
Yeah,
Batman.
I'll be okay with that. It'll be crazy to wait that long, but yeah, I could see it end up being somewhere like 35 to 40 where it ends up happening. Yeah, well, it's 10 to 15 years. Yeah, so yeah, I could see that happening.
Now, what about this though? If you want to do Elseworlds, what if you do Elseworlds with like the Batman Who Laughs and that whole story?
Wouldn't that be more for the main?
I thought that was like Elseworlds one.
What? Oh no, it's part of the main continuity. That was Batman. That was Batman. Was it Death Metal or Metal?
Yeah,
yeah. That's one of their event storylines. Yeah. Now the Batman Who Laughs is like a main villain in the story and everything. I mean, in the continuity and all that stuff. Yeah, that was part of the actual. I would say 616. Earth Prime Justice League story and all that stuff. So yeah. You think he'll ever go like that crazy, bro? Like he'll go to like like that whole like death metal stuff and the Batman Who Laughs and all that type of stuff. I know that's kind of like teetering on. Technically, it's like a different like dimension or world or whatever, universe that just happened to come over into the main universe.
I think that'd be an animated situation if he goes that route. I don't see him doing a movie for it. I think it'd be more of an animated situation.
You think they ever do a Crisis on Infinite Earths type story?
Yeah. But that would be a crisis.
Yeah, it will be a crisis.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's turn into some Marvel news here. So check this out. Marvel Studios is rumored to be planning the next MCU saga around the X-Men villains, Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse. God dang, it's two of them. Just think about this, cuz.
No, it makes sense. You have Sinister popping up in Riri, and then Apocalypse you have in the X-Men 97, the animated, and then you also, from what it seems like, that they'll be pulling versions of X-Men 97 into the MCU. So it just makes allegedly. It just makes sense that these two big bads, or mid bad and the big bad would basically be within the storylines, and it's going to be fun, especially just having Sinister because it's been so. Was it at least 10 years with the like talk of he might be in this or he might pop up in this or he might pop up. So now that we actually got him with Riri, now they can actually have a little bit of fun and have them sprinkled throughout these different areas, and then you have uh, your apocalypse within the MCU, so you can actually do him properly. So to be able to have such a, it's going to be massive. So I think it just makes sense to go with this route, going into your next saga. Like I said, Sinister's been introduced. You have Apocalypse and animated, and you pull in characters from that anyway. So this makes sense.
I mean, actually, Sinister hasn't been introduced yet.
They've had hints. There was like Essex Corp stuff, but yeah,
yeah,
he hasn't been actually shown or talked about it. And his name's never been said. But they've shown like with stuff with a project, was it Weapon X and all that? They did show like Essex Corp stuff around.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy. I don't know. Well, they did have Apocalypse at one time too. They barely had him. So, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
What you talking about? That was the greatest depiction of Apocalypse we've ever seen. I
was so I don't want to get on that, bro. I don't want to get into that. What you got though, Big J? What you got, man?
I think, like I said, because he'd be interesting, especially with the Mutant Saga, especially now that we're gonna have Gambit in the universe. Because wasn't it Mr. Sinister who operated on Gambit?
I believe so.
Yeah, he helped nerf his powers some because he couldn't control his powers at one point. So that would be an interesting tie-in. I know he has something to do with Madeline Pryor, and
yeah.
So that leads to a whole bunch of whole other set of stories. So it'd be cool to throw him in there, And once again, as long as it's not always Magneto, because once again, it's just like we talked about with the DC stories. It's always the same thing. It's always Charles, which the heart is always Charles and Magneto, but there's other bigger threats besides Magneto that you need to be able to have them go up against and sometimes team up together to fight against.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think is going to end up happening? They're going to do the same thing with Magneto because Magneto is kind of an anti-hero in a sense. What they're probably going to end up doing the same thing they did with Loki. Yeah, he's going to probably be a bad guy here and there or whatever. But then eventually he's going to gradually turn into like a misunderstood character or whatever. And then later on labeled an anti-hero or whatever, right? They're going to probably end up having Genosha at some point here in the next phase or whatever. They're going to probably have the whole entire like X-Men lore in this next phase coming up. So you're right. I don't think Magneto's gonna be the bad guy like that. He might be the bad guy like in the first movie, and then later on, like I said, he's gonna probably be like Loki, where it's like he's just misunderstood. He's kind of like an anti-hero. I'm gonna go back to this right here. I don't want them to use both of these guys in the same saga. I know they're kind of like linked before and all that stuff in the comics, but can you work your way to Apocalypse? Like let Sinister be the bad guy, whatever, in his first like saga, whatever, for the X-Men. And then, later on, you kind of work your way toward like the whole time Mr. Sinister was working for Apocalypse or whatever. You want to do something like that. Don't use both of them. You're wasting characters. Then what you gonna do for the next phase for the X-Men? Who's gonna be the next big bad for the X-Men? Right? So, like I said, I'm cool with seeing both of them on the screen. Cause we never, like you just said, BJ, we've been hearing this dude name and rumored and little Easter eggs here and there. Kept thinking we were gonna get him in the movie and all that type of stuff. Never happened. We did get Apocalypse, but I'm not claiming that. You know what I'm saying? So I trust, especially with the director they about to have for this movie, I trust the MCU to do both of these characters right. I just don't want them to have both of them in the same saga. They should have one or the other. I think it should definitely be Sinister first and then Apocalypse later.
I think there's ways you could include, because the thing is, there's always other bads, and I think they're different levels. Because like you got Bolivar Trask, who he's gonna be an enemy to them, and he's gonna build the Sentinels, and then Master Mold, and then that could turn into Nimrod or Sebastian. So they've got levels to go to. Because Sebastian could be a big bad all on his own to the X-Men, or even Nimrod. You know what I'm saying? Or Master Mold. They're all big enough.
The whole like Future Past type of storyline with Nimrod. You know what I'm saying? So
But and then you got Senator Kelly, who's like so that's another political level. But then you got just the whole racism, and that's the thing they were talking about today. I was watching a show they were breaking down, wondering if they're going to go with the true story of the X-Men or if they're going to tone it down because they're scared to tell the real story.
No, I don't see them toning it down. They're in it for the fight.
I think they could turn it down in a heartbeat. Because I mean, think about it. I mean, the X-Men. We all know the truth. The X-Men is just the analogy of the civil rights movement. So
yeah.
The problem is are they going to show that? Or are they going to show them? Like I said in the first one, we saw them snatching kids up and throwing them, in cages, and when they was hitting them with the trank darts and kidnapping children and all that from the schools. It's a lot. And like I said, nowadays they're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't believe they're trying to portray us that way," and all that because people gonna always, if you see something negative
in my comic book movies.
But that's all. That's what it is. But they don't want to see that because it makes them feel bad. So
hey, I about to say, yeah, you don't want to see it on screen. You don't pick a comic book up in.
Was it the boys in Gen Z or Gen V?
Oh, the boys is great. I mean, shoot, we all know the boys. They don't let up. They don't care. That's the problem. I mean, they just don't care. But
don't like a mirror flash in your face. Huh? I get you.
Sometimes it's like it's crazy that they shot this stuff, a year or so ago, and it's right on time though.
Right on, yeah,
right on time.
That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. But yeah, no, I just think that they probably should just like I said, you got some other people that you can kind of build up towards these characters or whatever. Like I think we're hearing Sinister's name because, like I said, we've been hearing Sinister's name for the last 800 years, and we never got him in the movie. Been teasing him, but we never really got him in the movie. So I guess it's probably why they're trying to put him in the movie right now. But Apocalypse, I think you should wait on that, bro. There's so many X-Men storylines that they can adapt to the big screen, man. It's crazy, bro. Which is why, them having their own universe over at Fox, man, made sense because they had so many storylines. Like I always said before, just look at X-Men. Look at X-Men 97. Look how many storylines they had within that one season from different X-Men storylines, bro. Like it's crazy. They have so much. They literally have their own universe within this Marvel universe. So it's probably why they're going at. No, I'm not saying they can't. I think they can. I just don't. Like I said, I don't want them to just go, that route just yet. Yeah, like just build towards that. That gives us something to look forward to when you build towards that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you could have did the Sentinel storyline where, like I said, Master Mold eventually takes over and starts sending the Sentinels after everybody. You know what I'm saying? Or what's another? Like I said, the whole government angle where they're trying to put mutants in camps and all that type of stuff. The whole Genosha thing before Genosha became what it became. You know what I mean? So like we had the collars on the mutants and all that stuff. They can go a whole different, like a bunch of stories, bro. A bunch of stories. Yeah, I mean,
they need to.
They probably not. They probably not. You're probably right. They probably not going to go that route. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna have some. You gonna have some folks.
What you talking about? What you talking about? Why are you showing us putting kids in cages? What you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you're not gonna be able to relate, BJ. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna be able to relate.
But the thing is, though, like I said, my thing is though. See, I could see Sinister being like an underboss. He could be one of those like I said, because you could have the stuff going on with. Yeah, you can see stuff going on with like even with the Sentinels and Trask and that could be like the surface level stuff. But then you have something moving under the shadows. You could always have like a Sinister moving, and then like I said, Apocalypse could be much later. But like I said, Sinister could be one of those through lines that weaves himself in and out of stories by doing stuff, because he does not do all his stuff in the open. So he could always be one of those like a little undercover, got agents working on his behalf type situation. So I think it'd be interesting to throw him in there.
Like he can be like. I'm trying to see if I can find an example. I mean, not to this extent, but remember how like Ronan was? Ronan was like the big bad in Guardians, and then later on you found out he was working for an even bigger bad.
Yeah,
that's what I was kind of thinking or whatever, like something like that. Because like you don't want to, have it to where, like I said, I just don't want them to use like all the main bad guys up just yet. I want them to kind of work towards that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I wanted to look at it. But you know what I'm saying? Because I like I said, I understand Mr. Sinister is one of them characters everybody been waiting on forever or whatever. Like I know everybody be excited to have him on there, but then I feel like if you use Mr. Sinister now, then that's gonna be one of the great ones that you're not gonna be able to use down the line, depending on how they end up doing them or whatever. So I don't
Speaking of
know,
Mr. Sinister, look who just popped up.
but yeah, you got anything on this, big BA? You want to talk about?
Yeah. So, okay, all right. Yeah. No, say Mr. Sinister and the Apocalypse, right? Supposed to be in the thing, and they supposed to be the main villains, and of course, stemming from X-Men '97, the original X-Men animated series. Everything above was, we was waiting for him to get his just due on the movie screen. I think he's one of the most complexing villains that we have, especially for X-Men. So if I can have him in maybe one or two movies, I want one whole trilogy behind just Mr. Sinister. But one or two movies, I think that'd be great. And anything is probably better than what we got in X-Men 3 for Apocalypse. So yeah, that wasn't necessarily the best rendition, I guess I can say, of Apocalypse. Shout out to Mr. Moon Knight himself. But no, maybe we can definitely redo that. And, with Kevin Feige leading the way, X-Men is dear to his heart. So I think we'll have a much better job at seeing Apocalypse in the big screen yet again.
Yeah, Big J, you're not gonna see a 5'7" Apocalypse no more, man. You're gonna see a Hulk size Apocalypse, man.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this. Back in the days on the original X-Men animated series, Apocalypse had the coldest line back in the days when he said, I'm beyond mutants, even as mutants are beyond you," when he was talking to the humans.
Yep.
I was like, see? That is cold.
Like, I thought that when they had added Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse, I thought they were gonna probably do some CGI where he's bigger or whatever, right? Man, we saw him. He looking up at folks in the movie. I'm like, bro, I'm not scared of this dude. Don't tell me he bad. You got to show me he bad.
You said Dr. Doom? What'd you say?
Oh, here we go. I waiting on you to bring that up. I waiting on you to bring that up.
I was waiting on you to bring that up. We saw Galactus, right? So, I don't think too many of us complained about seeing Galactus in the Fantastic Four. So I'm clearly, that's a different scale. But if we can get Galactus on screen, we can get a much more comic accurate Apocalypse on screen.
I agree. I think this is what they're gonna do when they reboot this universe or whatever. I think they're gonna go more comic book accurate. We saw that with the X-Men uniforms on that little pillow or whatever it was, the back of that chair or whatever. We saw how saying Cyclops, even Mystique is not naked no more. She got the little white dress on that she wear in the comics and all that type of stuff. You saw
we might not like that part. I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about
it. We'll see. We'll see. We haven't really seen it, in action yet. We'll
no, I think that's because they said Rebecca remained about 50 something. So she was like, "Do I still have to be?" Yeah. Like, no, put some clothes on. She was like, "Okay."
that was your boy Brian Singer's job, man. He did that, man.
He was weird, dude.
That's a conversation for another day. But all right, man, let's get to this last one here, y'all. Check this out. Ryan Reynolds is rumored to be developing his own mutant team-up film. So I heard different news on this. I don't know if it's different film or he's gonna have his own team in a movie. I don't know how that's gonna work. But what you think on this though, BA?
Ryan. Okay, so Ryan did give us Deadpool 1, 2, and X-Men. Wolverine and Deadpool, right? So we're a fan of his work, you know what I'm saying? So we want to give him the benefit of the doubt. More likely than not, I don't see X-Men Origins Ryan Reynolds, portraying running around here. I don't see Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds. So I'm gonna go with what I recently saw from Ryan Reynolds first and foremost. And he might have his own squad. I think that's what it is. So I guess after everything's said and done, I don't know where along the timeline this is going to be, but I can see him grabbing about 3 or 4 other mutants and having his own thing. I don't think he's going to be tied down too much by the powers that be, either the Russos or let's say Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige kind of lets him do his own thing. So Ryan Reynolds needs to create his own world in a sense, even if it's a shared world with everybody else. So yeah, they probably give him a few mutants and tell him, go have fun. I'll watch it.
What you got, BJ?
Well, I think he's gonna let. Once again, I think he's been talking about this. He says that he wants to do a movie where he doesn't have to be the main focus. So he said it's too much for him to do like a Deadpool movie, but he wouldn't mind being like in a movie, like it's a team up where he's not carrying the movie by himself. That's why he wants to do something like this where he'll take like 4 or 5 mutants. It's not world ending, stakes, and it doesn't have to tie to everything that's going on in the MCU and just be his own thing.
Yeah, I guess, bro. Then
What you mean?
Let somebody else be Deadpool if you don't want to carry the darn franchise. I mean,
you sound hurt over there, my brother. You all right?
Yeah, man. Like you want to be Deadpool, but you don't want to be dead. I want to be Deadpool, but I want to play in the back, in behind. I want to be the last person in line. Like, wait, what? Like, bro, you got a franchise. You two, like what? 3 of the biggest global box office raised movies, and you telling me you like I want to be the background? Wait, what? That's like Superman saying, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all be in the forefront. I'm gonna be the background. If you don't want to be Superman, let somebody else do it. Get the boy from get Vigilante from Peacemaker. He'll do it. What you got, cuz?
I think it'll be fun if they end up giving him a few mutants to team up with. Yeah, I agree. I hope that they don't end up having him as a vaccine or a like an extra, essentially. It's like, nah, get your butt out front and have your team with you as well. Because I'm sure he gets paid a ton of money. Probably not on Robert's level, but I'm sure it's still a nice little penny. But yeah, it's been. I trust him of late, especially what he's been able to put out when it comes to your Deadpools, your Deadpool and Wolverine. It just makes sense to. You're also trying to grow your X-Men as well, so you might as well toss in a little few mutants to where you have a R-rated side of it. So you have your general MCU where all the kids can go see and stuff like that, and then you have your R-rated one with more mutants in it. Being able to have all the mutants that you want to be able to throw through it, like some of the other films that they have fun about. But yeah, I could see them giving him a few mutants, giving it a R rating for it. It'd be fun to watch.
So nobody brought up the fact that we might get a real X-Force in this universe.
I think that's what is going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, is Wolverine going to be in the X-Force?
Only for a little bit before they.
Is Cable going to be in the X-Force?
No, because I think Thanos is. Like I said, I don't think so. I think what they're going to do is, I think they're going to let Hugh Jackman be paired with Wolverine for a while, and then pop back up, and then as they cast a new Wolverine as they go forward to reboot. But I think they're going to keep Hugh Jackman kind of working exclusively with Ryan Reynolds, perhaps even after Secret Wars.
So you think Hugh Jackman is going to still be Wolverine after the reboot?
But I think that there'll be another Wolverine that's going to be the Wolverine of the main universe. But I think he'll be like a leftover remnant from the Secret Wars part. I mean, I think he'll survive Secret Wars, but they will cast another younger actor to be the in-universe regular Wolverine. Because remember, he's like 56, 57 years old. He ain't going to do this forever. They joked about it, but you can't be that shape to play Wolverine forever.
Nah. He's like 80 years old, bro, so it ain't gonna work.
No, seriously, I forgot. I think he's got to be in his mid late 50s. He's yeah.
Are we gonna at least get Phantom? Are we gonna at least get Phantom Max in here?
Who?
Part of the X-Force.
Oh no, Hugh Jackman's he's 56. He's about to be 57.
That's what I said. I said 80.
You know what, sir? I'm not that old, so
I just rounded up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Before BA makes a comment, because BA always taking shots.
He was like, "Be quiet, let me get in here real quick and say something." but no, I think it'd probably be X-Force, bro. That's what I'm guessing. You know what I mean? Like really be the X-Force this time. Not know, hey, guess what, y'all? Gonna be the X-Force. Then all of a sudden he kill him off in like the first like 5 seconds or whatever. So I think it's gonna be the real X-Force. I just don't think Wolverine is gonna be in there yet.
As long as Domino come back, I'll be happy.
I can see Domino in
there. I was just thinking that too.
So okay, I say it could be Domino, it could be Cable, it could be Psylocke.
Do you think Laura Kinney's gonna be in this one though? Since she was in it, and I want her to stick around too. I liked her, but do you think they're gonna?
She got a new show, don't she?
Who's that?
Laura Kinney. I might be thinking of someone else too. Sorry.
Talking about her? I don't know who Laura Kinney. Who's that?
X-23. I'm talking about the girl who played X-23.
Oh, the girl that played X-23.
Oh, that's the character's name, isn't it?
Yeah, my bad. I'm tripping. Yeah.
I was thinking of someone else. My bad.
Yeah, I was too. Okay. Yeah. No.
She did a good job as X-23.
Well, no. It's not that. It's just that I don't. Talk about Daphne King. That's what we talking about.
Yeah, Daphne King.
Yeah.
Say the character name. Everybody confused. What? Who?
I don't think so. If I had to put your hot toys on it, I don't think so. They're gonna probably I think they're gonna literally, but for the X-Men for sure, I think they're gonna completely start over.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a whole nother, universe, characters, all that type of stuff. I think they starting over. Like I said, you're gonna get the old new cast and all that. Like they're gonna probably eventually get back to that character. I don't think they're gonna do that right off the bat though, because I don't think Wolverine's gonna be established yet. I think it's gonna be more of now. This is what I want. I've been telling y'all this. I want them to start off with the first class X-Men, right? With Beast and them and Angel and Iceman and Marvel Girl and Cyclops. Start off with that and then work your way towards the X-Men that we know today. Get those different teams or whatever throughout the time.
They're not gonna use Marvel Girl.
No, I think didn't they say they were gonna do the?
Well, no. Marvel Girl is Jean Grey.
I know. They won't call her that though.
No, they probably not. No, they probably not.
But no, I thought they said they were gonna do the X-Men 97. I thought they were gonna use that lineup for the first lineup. I thought that's what I've been hearing the last year or so.
I mean, they're gonna do it in the movie now. Well,
no, I'm talking about for after the reboot. They were saying that's the goal is to start with like the lineup's gonna be like that because like the Jubilee and Sunfire, whatever, all that have all that be basically the main crew and go from there.
So we're just gonna skip Banshee and all of them, huh? They didn't exist, Big J.
They can. I'm just saying that's what they've been saying. Is they want to use.
No, I mean you might be right. They've been sold on X-Men 97, which I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, which is why you see these characters that we about to see in Doomsday with the X-Men 97 outfits and all that stuff on. You know what I'm saying? We saw Charles with the X-Men 97 wheelchair or whatever, right? So, I mean, I could probably see it. I'm just saying for me, it would make more sense if you want to like kind of build up towards that. Start with the first class and then work your way up to, the X-Men. They got the Colossus and all that. Don't let Wolverine be a part of the team right now. You kind of wait and let that build up. That way, you could probably even do an offshoot story of him and find out how he end up linking with the X-Men. Stuff like that, or you can make a show out of it or whatever. Like I don't. It just like we said a minute ago. This universe is so complex. Just the X-Men alone, they literally have their own universe within the Marvel universe, man. It's so many different ways that they can go. There's so many storylines they can use. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want them just all of a sudden just like, okay, we're here now just to catch up to what was going on with the main, MCU or whatever. Like, hey, let that build in a way that we can learn and we can grow with these characters, like the way the characters are growing within the universe, in my opinion. But we got anything else I want to add, man?
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man. You know it's gonna be fun. Playback.
Thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show.
All right, man, let's get to some of these questions here. Shout out to Salam. He said, "What's up, family? What's up, Salam?" Mm-hmm. He also said, "Mr. Sinister would be a dope villain, but I'm kind of off Apocalypse." Man, you see what Fox did, bro? See what Fox ended up doing? They killed that man Love for for Apocalypse, man.
Okay, but what if they cast somebody cool? Like, let's say they made Tom Hardy another, 3'9" Apocalypse. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Alan Rick.
yeah. If they don't motion capture this man and CGI this character, bro, somebody gonna kiss him hand, BJ. I'm sorry, bro. I don't want to see no more 5 foot nothing. Now you want to talk about 5 foot, Doom. Doom more 5 foot in the comics than Apocalypse. Apocalypse built like the Hulk, man. Like there's no rendition of the Apocalypse other than when before he became the Apocalypse that we know, where he like some small little 5 foot dude or whatever, right? He got to be big hulking.
Peter Dinklage.
Oh my god, this ain't Toxic Avenger, bro. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that.
He could do action. We know that. We've seen that now in the Toxic Avenger. So come on, man, get him man a shot.
I seen that movie too.
How was it? It
was a movie though.
Salon
said, "Welcome BA to the show, man. Welcome BA."
6 hours later.
Man, I miss all those messages, man. I just seen them, man.
Check this out too. He also says if they had the Apocalypse for the X-Men saying the dope quotes, yeah, I can get with it. Yeah, like I said, man, they come on. They're gonna eventually have Apocalypse. Now you know what's crazy though? Apocalypse can also cross over to the main MCU. Like, you ain't gotta just be for the X-Men. That can be for everybody.
Yeah, he can be the
everybody catch them Apocalypse hands, you know what I'm
saying? My main issue, right, with you wanting to go back to First Class with the already here Avengers or whatever. The age difference, right?
Wait, no. When I said that though, I knew you were gonna probably bring that up. What I'm saying is like do like a not a period piece, but like kind of like go back and like show them when they were young, and then like back in like the 90s or whatever time frame they want to make it. I'm not saying like make them in today's time, make that back then kind of work your way. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I knew somebody was gonna ask that, but yeah, no, that's what I meant.
What you mean make it in the 90s? What you talking about?
Well, like the First Class, don't make the First Class today. Cause be thinking I was meant like make the First Class today and then, cause that way the ages line up. Like you want Cyclops to be around the same age like Captain America and all them guys. I'm saying make the First Class like back in like kind of like they did in the movies. Yeah, like they did in the movie where it's like in the 70s or whatever. Then they worked their way to today's time or whatever.
But what if we do this? Because remember, if we gonna have Storm in this, if we did a First Class, then you did a young teenage something, and we got teenage T'Challa, and then work them two up at the same. You know what I'm saying?
T'Challa will not be a teenager when next time you see him.
I need
him to be there.
Look, we need to keep that. Let that dude be T'Challa and let that go. He gonna be by the time that next movie come out, he gonna be 25. So let that man age up along with that girl. They just be together.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, it's crazy. It could happen. That's the crazy part. It could happen, bro.
Think about it. By the time they get the X-Men and that movie, that kid will be around 16, 17. So if she's a teenager, boom, make it happen. Let them two grow up and they
bro. I was I saw something on I think it was Instagram. I think Tony Stark's daughter in the movie. Yeah, have you seen her lately? She didn't grow up. I'm like, bro, look at this, man. Them kids in Hollywood grow up like that, man. So I was like, I forgot how old she was in the movie. So she's probably about 5 or 6 or whatever. I think she's like 16 or something like that or whatever it was. I didn't really see the age, but she looked like she was older or whatever. And so when you said that, I was like, you know what? Yes, it might be right. That boy gonna probably be a full-fledged T'Challa for real in whatever movie they decide to do or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think they're gonna reboot it. And I've told y'all who I think gonna be T'Challa, bro. I already told you.
Oh.
So, from Snowfall, Idris, Idris.
Yeah, I think
I don't think that's real. I think they just did that initially.
Don't you?
Like, no, because they were.
Why are you shooting down my dreams, bro?
Because remember they had him in those in the storyboard, not storyboard, but in the art.
But they said it looked like him. I don't even know who did that, bro. There might be somebody who did that on their own or whatever.
Well, I think it was people work for Marvel doing artwork, but like they were just doing they were just doing sample stuff. Because like I said, none of that. They said they weren't using any of that stuff in the movies. Because like that's the same person like that leaked before the movie. They started shooting
Doom and that chair and all that. Yeah.
And then that's when they had Sheriff Strange and all that, and they said that's just them doing stuff. They said, but that wasn't indicative. Because remember they had Star-Lord was at a bar with Captain.
Nah, he was sitting on the couch with Korg.
I thought he was somewhere with Marvel Girl though. I thought
No. It was not Korg. It was Vision.
Oh,
that's what it was. What was
see, I didn't see all of it.
Vision. Yeah, he was sitting on the couch with Vision. Then he had like a beer in his hand.
So I'm like, so I don't know if that's actually gonna go down. That's the thing. So I think they said that they didn't use like that was before they took over when that stuff was drawn, and so it was just released. But that's why they said they didn't really care because they said that's not going to be in the movie anyway. Now they could be lying. I mean, and honestly, I'm to the point. I don't know if y'all saw James Gunn interview, and he did make a lot of sense because they were like, "Oh, y'all worried about the pictures that leaked out from the Clayface movie and all that." He was like,
"Oh yeah."
He was like, "You think that's gonna make it make $1 less at the box office because somebody saw it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Marvel should start doing that. Just be like, you know what, whatever." That's what they did with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man did, like you said, Spider-Man doing it. Supergirl did it. Clayface is doing it right now.
Yeah,
Superman
did
it. Yeah, like
they're like, we're outside. Oh well, if you take pictures, that's just free.
They're just gonna help us.
Yep, exactly.
But Marvel's like, shh, everybody hide. Put your phones up.
Yeah,
we want to spend
lean into it.
We want to spend extra $50 million on marketing. So just hide those. Don't show nobody that free stuff. We want to spend extra $50 million on marketing. Like, just show the people something, man. That's, like you said, that's how you get the buzz going early. But yeah, we'll see, man. But yeah, appreciate everybody, man, geeking out with your boys for another episode, man. Listen, we will be back here on Saturday, guys. So if you can do us a favor, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Also, to everybody, get them likes for us tonight, man. Hit them likes for us, man. We're still trying to build that algorithm up, man, to find more geeks like yourselves. So yeah, we will be back here on Saturday, y'all. Until then, stay geeked, and we out.